everybody, what's going on? Dr. Jeff Langmaid here with Dr. Jason Deitch, part of the Smart Chiropractor team, and we recently found this article on Inc.com. As you can see here, how to avoid the most common marketing mistake. We're going to estimate 95% of chiropractors are probably making this mistake, so we wanted to hop on, share some of our insight, and I'm going to throw up a 10-minute countdown clock so you know exactly where we stand each step of the way. Jason, you found this article. What struck you about it initially?
Well, I read this article. It's in Inc. magazine. It has nothing to do with chiropractors. I'll say if there is what you'll call good news, this is far from exclusive to chiropractors. This is a business problem across the board. I referred to it in the past. Many of you, if you've been following us, I say this is one of the problems of our profession as we've become addicted to needing new patients. This article in, I'll say simple, basic business terms, not chiropractic terms, but business terms, is simply saying that most marketers have the equation backwards. And so we'll put it into chiropractic practice terms. The reason why we believe most practices are addicted to needing new patients is because they've got the formula backwards. So the way you want to visually think about this is if you had a bucket and you had lots of holes in the bucket, you could pour lots of water, aka new patients, into that bucket, but with lots of holes in the bucket, they are not sticking around. You're not retaining them, okay? So the bucket is your conversion. If they go through the conversion process and leak out, that means you're addicted to needing to constantly pour more water if you're going to have any conversion and retention at all. What the article says, what we stand for, what we believe, all of the tools that we put out are designed very specifically with that specific concept in mind. You can almost think of it as reverse engineering the process. Again, as they say in this business article, not Jason's opinion, not Jeff's opinion, not Chiro's speak, business articles. And the concept very simply is using the bucket metaphor. Let's patch the holes in the bucket so that when you pour water into the bucket, it sticks around, it stays, it retains the water in the bucket. You retain the people that come to your practice in your practice. Now, there are some fundamental differences in how you approach this, and it starts with understanding the process and reverse engineering the process. So, Jeff, I'll kick it back to you in terms of sort of the 3 steps. Most people think you start with attraction. Let's just put some more water in the bucket. Look at the bucket. There's no water in it. We need water in it. Put more in. Seems like the logical case. What do you know to be true?
You're 100% correct. I mean, it all starts with retention. And retention means that you don't always need to be worried. You don't need a list of 10,000 people on your email list. You don't need 2,700 patient records to be able to have a sustainable practice long term. We've seen patient activations at 3 to 4 per week off email lists as small as 300 to 400 within the Smart Chiropractor. Now, why is that the case? It's the case because you're staying top of mind, you're consistently delivering value to the audience, and you've built know, trust, and like factor through your digital platforms by consistently teaching and inviting via email, via social, via all of the channels that you have available to you. And that really is the key component that helps you avoid competing at discount ad level type, marketing and advertising. But the bottom line is that even with a relatively small patient history of a couple hundred, a small email list, those people, the retention of them is, do they choose you throughout their life? I also want to make it really, really clear. To me, retention isn't about, we use this example as we were talking pre-roll, right? I need to get 14 visits in the next 30 days so my PVA is high. I want to squeeze as much from the orange so I can throw out this orange and grab a new one. That's just a backwards way of thinking, but it's how so many chiropractors, in my opinion, have been trained to think, or they try to run the opposite direction because that seems unsavory to them. The bottom line is, when you have a group of individuals who know, trust, and like you, retention takes place over the course of a continuum. People might come in and out of your practice depending upon the season of their life. The question is, are you staying top of mind? Do you have the marketing systems and strategies and processes so that you stay top of mind, so that you don't need to compete in high-priced ad spend, but that your retention, these are the people who know, trust, and like you, and who are going to raise their hands on their accord anytime that they are in need of your services. Depending on which type of chiropractor you are, in need of your services can vary. That's the beauty of what we do as chiropractors. But the bottom line is everything starts with retaining relationships with your current individuals. Then we expand out to converting individuals, as you say, Jason, turning people from curious to client. And only then should you go out to the attraction portion, and that ultimately is the broad-based, more advertising way of going about things. So that is a lot to dive into, but talk a little bit about that transition, if you will, Jason, from curious to client, because I think that's also a critical piece of this that a lot of docs just don't get right.
Yeah, it is. We create our own self-fulfilling prophecy, either for the better or in this case for the worse. So in fact, you and I were on a strategy consultation in our private with our members in our private Zoom meeting that we have, our open strategy sessions. And one of our clients, specifically a chiropractor, was, and many of you, this applies to many of you, what he was talking about was that he didn't want to over-recommend care. You've all felt this before, right? Somebody comes in and you are extremely conservative in sharing your true recommendations with someone as to how much care you believe they should have because you think they're concerned about how much it will cost. Now, I say it's a self-fulfilling prophecy because that happens when you attract what I'm going to refer to as deal shoppers, what Jeff talks about in terms of competing on deep discounts. That's called winning the race to the bottom, right? Whoever's going to compete to have the lowest price wins. And unfortunately, what you want to be careful of is that you don't win the race to the bottom. So what you want to think about is, and I'll just sort of say it this way, let's use some math for those of you that love numbers. I'll ask you this sort of hypothetical question. It's a hypothetical question. Would you rather attract 100 new people to your practice who each stick around for an average of 10 visits, or would you rather attract 10 people to your practice that each stick around on average for 100 visits? Now, you can make that over whatever length of time. I'm not saying in a few days or a few weeks. It could be over a lifetime. Just an example for this case. Would you rather have more people come in and do the work processing, more people, but the quality as terms of the pre-qualified nature of their interest in you, what you really do, not what they think you do, and not what you advertised you do to get them in, but what you really do? Would you rather have more people come in that don't understand what you do with the mindset, well, let's get them in. And once those people that want temporary pain relief at a deep discount come in, somehow we've got this feeling that those people actually want long-term lifestyle holistic care for pain relief, for correction, and hopefully for performance care. That's just not the case. And that's why this addiction continues in our profession. So I'll kick it back to you, Jeff. I think the idea here is simple, that I know I would rather have less people that come in, but if they're in because they know why they're coming. I don't have to convert them from one thing they thought they were getting into something else that I think they should get. That's the principle. That's the way we run our business. Just so you know, we don't invite lots of people and then some stick around. We do lots of teaching like we are right now and inviting like we will in just a moment, so that those of you that are interested in working with us and what we do, this is a practice what you preach kind of thing, you'll do the same thing. Those of you that are interested in learning more from us about how you can be growing in practice should be clicking like, follow, and see first on our Facebook page here on the Smart Chiropractor. Jeff, maybe if you want, in our last 51 seconds, just do a visual of what it looks like to like, follow, and see first. That's our invitation to you. If this video, if this training has been of value in any way to you and you'd like to receive our ongoing trainings for free, we invite you to click like, follow, and see first on our page. You will then receive 100% of all of our future trainings. We do our best to keep them down to 10 minutes, so I'll kick it back to you, Jeff, for closing comments.
No doubt about it. If you head over to the Smart Chiropractor, or you're probably on that page right now, if you go to the top, you'll see under following, all you have to do is click, after you click like, you can just hit over and click see first. That enables you to see 100% of the post organically. You can do the same thing for your practice, and we'd encourage you to do so. I think the takeaway message is this: bait and switch is scammy, and people are people, not oranges. So you don't have to worry about squeezing everything out of them. What you want to do is be able to stay top of mind by consistently posting across all of your social channels. You want to have your email automation set up so you can consistently activate patients from your email list, and you want to ultimately make sure that you are teaching and inviting consistently. That's how you build a sustainable practice. That's how you can have compounding growth. And that's how I'm going to argue you can do it in a way that you can be proud of. So if you liked this sort of training, I went over 10 minutes. We had the buzzer going on there. I didn't give myself the air horn. But if you like this, let us know by commenting, giving thumbs up, etc. That way we know we're delivering value to you and that you are engaged in what we're taking the time to offer. So hopefully you have a great day. For Dr. Jason, I'm Dr. Jeff. We will talk to you very soon. Bye-bye. Hey, if you like that video, be sure to subscribe to the Smart Chiropractor. We are posting videos on how you can market your chiropractic practice in a way that teach and invites consistently. We have found that is the magic formula to big time growth. So if you like this video, be sure to comment down below, smash that subscribe button, or visit us at thesmartchiropractor.com.